Alright, today is a repair I'm quite excited about because anytime I can actually do some real repairs to headphones is rare. These are Beats EP that I picked up for about $7 and even came in the original packaging, which I'm going to open up to the headphones here. With that extracted, here's our clear issue. The wired in cable has been essentially cut in half. Makes for a nice paperweight though, if that's your thing. Looks like someone tried to solder the cables here. It's always nice to see that people are at least still attempting to repair their devices. So jumping ahead, I was going to solder the wires back together and just go crazy with some heat shrink. Wouldn't have been elegant, but would have at least reused everything. The problem I noticed is that further down the line, the cable is chewed up some more. Rather than go crazy trying to repair this mangled cable anymore, I say we just future-proof this thing from the problem reoccurring. Alright, so to open up the headphone, there's going to be a thick foam adhesive that needs to be carefully cut away. And with the pad gone, we now have access to the 4 screws holding it shut. The speaker can now fall out and lay on its own. This will give me some room to extract the speaker. And since we're already here, I'm going to go ahead and clean up the solder joints. To extract the cable, we need to essentially pop out what is a strain relief here. The proper way is probably to desolder the cable from the control board and work it out, but since this thing is toast anyway, I'm just going to take the lazy way and cut it off. And now for my master plan. I'll place the speaker back in to ensure we have enough room, but what I want to do is place an audio jack in the spot where the wire was. This way the cable can just be taken in and out of the headphone, you know, like any other semi-premium audio product does. And then I also want to sidetrack for a second and clear away this adhesive. And now here are some relatively minimal profile audio jacks. They cost me about 75 cents a piece out of the USA, but you can get something cheaper overseas. And the opening is more of an oval, and it's smaller than our jack needs, which is actually a plus. So looking on the data sheet, I'm going to take the diameter of the outer lip of this plug, this audio jack I mean, and it says it's about 5 millimeters. And just for visual reference, here's it next to a 5mm bit. So I'm going to go ahead and drill out the opening. And now the jack is fitting in there perfectly. Now this thing can effectively hold as its own strain relief, so I'm just going to put a couple dabs of super glue and that'll hold it in place. Then just give that some time to cure. And then our next issue is that the speaker is no longer flush with the rest of the housing. So I'll take my Dremel and go ahead and shave away this little bracket that's at the bottom of the speaker. Almost like it was never even there. And just for good measure, I'll snip some of the metal pegs on here. I don't really need them anyway. And now everything sits flush. Now I want to tin the contacts to bring in our wires. I extracted the enamel coated wires from our torn cable to be repurposed here. I only need 3 here so I can keep it all different colors too. With those soldered in and the excess snips, you can do a big cleanup. And here's the wiring diagram for these headphones. Our ground is on one side of the PCB and the inputs are on the other side, so that makes things easy. Just need to be cautious of our right and left inputs. And as a reminder, here's a pinout for an audio plug. Let's get everything soldered together. I'm going to go ahead and bridge the grounds and get our inputs hooked up. And with all that soldered in, everything is sounding great. I'll go ahead and cut away the excess wire now. And clean away the flux that's still here. And can reassemble the headphones. And here's what the audio jack replacement looks like. And that was some modifications to a pair of Beats EP headphones. Given the relative simplicity of this job, I would have thought this is how these were made, but I enjoyed doing this. I do appreciate high quality audio equipment, but I still have a sweet tooth for some bass heavy beats. My clips from M40s have not aged well, so they'll need a video restoration here soon. If you enjoyed the content, then I have other audio related videos. Otherwise, repair various electronics. So I hope you'll join me on the next one.